there, I'm Lady Ann. I am a TKGA certified master knitter and co-owner of WoolTribe. We are a dye studio located in a cabin in the mountains of North Carolina. And I'm here today to tell you how you can get the yarn onto your knitting needles. If you're new to knitting, you may have heard the term cast on or casting on. I'm going to show you the longtail cast on, which is a great multi-purpose cast on. It's super easy to do, so let's get started. Okay, right here I have a ball of yarn I'm going to use. I'm pulling from the center of the ball. And if you have questions about different kinds of yarn, look at our video about, it's called a quick look at different yarn, different kinds of yarn. And I talked to you about how, if you buy a hank or a skein of yarn, how do you get it into this form? Well, it has to be in this form in order for you to cast on. You're going to have a yarn tail. That's the part that you're not, it's not going into your knitting. So how do you know how long that yarn tail has to be? Well, typically you want it to be about 3.5 times the length, or in this case, the width of your knitting. So we're going to cast on about, 20 stitches. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3.5. And where that point is, when you found that 3.5 times mark, we're going to make a slip knot. And the way we're going to do this is wrap the yarn around your finger, and then the piece that comes from the ball, which is right there, we're going to tuck it through the loop that's on your finger, and that gives you a slip knot. Let me show you that one more time. I've got the yarn, it's over the top of my finger. I'm going to wrap it around, and then I'm going to pick up just barely that loop that's on my finger and tuck the other yarn through it, and that gives you a slip knot. I'm going to take that slip knot and I'm going to put it on my knitting needles. I'm using circular needles right now. They're ChowGoo US size 7 circular needles, and we'll talk in another video about circular versus straight needles, but you would do the same thing that I'm doing here for a straight needle as I'm doing for a circular needle. Now, as you can see, I've got the slip knot on the needle. I've got the tail of the yarn, which is the end that is not connected to the ball. I've got that over my thumb. I've wrapped my fingers around that tail, and I've taken the working end of the yarn that goes to the ball, and it goes over my finger. And then I wrap my fingers around and I grab both those strands. Can you see right there? Both strands are coming from my hand. I've got them clasped in my fingers. And again, the tail over the thumb, the working yarn over my finger. So it's kind of like, people call this a slingshot. So it's set up kind of like a slingshot. You can see there. Now I'm going to take the tip of the needle. I'm going to bring it around toward me. I'm going to go up the thumb and scoop up under that loop that's on my thumb. And then I'm going to bring the needle tip over and scoop around and grab the strand that's around my forefinger, and then drop the thumb loop over and tighten it up. Let's watch that again. I'm going up the thumb, down my finger and scooping that, pulling that scooped yarn through the loop from my thumb, and tightening it up. Let me do it a few times so you can see it slowly. And you can see as I do this, what it's doing is putting stitches on the needle. So far I have 5. Let's do just a few more. After you've done this for a while, you will be doing it very quickly. As you cast on, you may need to scoot the stitches on the needle down just a little bit like this to give yourself a little bit more space. And that is it. That is how, it's a piece of grass in the yarn. Sometimes you get that because wool yarn comes from sheep. So That was a little bonus. But this is how you cast on using the longtail cast on method. And your cast on will look something like this. If you look at it from the bottom, it looks something like that. So there you go. Okay, so if you have any questions about this longtail cast on, just drop your questions in the comments section. I hope this has helped you to get started casting on. Maybe it's your first project. If so, I'd love to hear about it. So I'll let you get to your knitting. Again, my name is Lady Ann. I'm at WoolTribe, and make sure you like this video and follow us for more tutorials. Thanks so much. Have a good one.